The house that love built is a familiar phrase for everything from literal homes to metaphorical spaces founded on love, kindness, and community. But love isn't always the driving force behind what humans make. Sometimes it's hostility and vindictiveness. Case in point, spite houses. Spite houses are structures purpose-built to irritate family members, neighbors, or the local government. Often characterized by their strange or impractical designs, spite houses are less interested in creating a comfortable living space and more interested in, well, pissing people off. One of the most famous is Boston's Skinny House, which, according to local legends, was built after Brother A, serving in the Union Army during the Civil War, returned home to find that Brother B had not only squandered all of the inheritance given to them by their father, but had built a large home on the inherited land, leaving next to nothing for him. To get his revenge, Brother A decided to build on the tiny remaining footprint anyway, blocking Brother B's view and sunlight. The house is just over 10 feet wide at its widest point, and the interior is so narrow that occupants can touch opposing walls. The story of feuding brothers spans borders. In Beirut, the house known as the Grudge dates to the mid-1950s, when two brothers inherited land but couldn't agree on what to do with it. One end of the property was small and oddly shaped. One brother built a large house with an ocean view, leaving only a long, awkward strip to his sibling. The slighted brother, however, had the last laugh. He blocked the view with what looks like a wall, but is actually a sliver-thin house, engineered to fit the remaining contours, about 3 feet wide at its widest and around 2 feet at its narrowest. In Alexandria, Virginia, a suburb of Washington, D.C., brickmaker John Hasenberry got tired of the horse-drawn wagons gouging his home's exterior as they rattled through a tiny adjacent alley. In 1830, he bought the alley and built a small house there, measuring just 7.5 feet wide and 25 feet deep. Charles Froling dreamt of building his dream house in the San Francisco Bay Area. But when the city of Alameda, backed by a neighboring resident, took much of his land for a road, he was left with almost nothing. So in 1908, he built anyway, right beside his unsympathetic neighbor, 20 feet tall, 54 feet long, and 10 feet wide, a structure that obliterated the neighbor's sunshine and view. Also in 1908, Francis O'Reilly tried to sell a small parcel in West Cambridge, Massachusetts, to his abutting neighbor, who refused. O'Reilly responded by constructing a 308-square-foot building, 37 feet long and only 8 feet wide. As with all the others listed here, it still stands and is still occupied. Lastly, in 1925, a Massachusetts woman agreed to her husband's wish for a divorce on one condition. He had to build her an exact replica of their home. But she didn't specify where it should be built. He obliged, constructing it at the edge of town, atop a secluded salt marsh, and hooked the plumbing up to salt water. Today, thanks to modern zoning laws and building codes, spite houses are rare and in some cases, illegal. Stay curious, my friends.